Unnati literally means progress, but for me, real Unnati will happen only when we each have a sense of community. When we achieve this, we are truly evolved humans. We live, we let live, we grow, we let others grow, because together is always better. I started out as a blogger, and blogging has given me so much. I still consider myself first a blogger and then everything else. The distance I've traveled from there back in 2008 until now in 2021 has been filled with great experiences, and all the success is solely due to my early beginnings at the Key Bunch Decor blog. When I look back, I realized that the turning point really was when I started DecorDrama. You see, blogging was a solitary activity, and apart from the comments that people left under the blog posts, there was no real interaction with my audience. And I knew that many of the people who were following my blog were great decorators themselves. So I started DecorDrama as an equal platform for everybody interested in decor to put up their pictures, their homes, their styling, and to interact with each other. And I think many people enjoyed the process of this adulation they got for their homes. This was in a time before Pinterest and Instagram, and it really was a great avenue to showcase homes and creativity. It was not just my career that took off with DecorDrama. Many of those people who initially started posting there went on to become famous, widely famous in their own right. And this really is the power of community, of Unnati, of progress. Coming back to my own journey, DecorDrama started me off on styling projects. It was while I was styling these homes, I realized that there was a dearth of Indian art coming into Indian homes. And most of the artwork that people showed me, they were either prints or poor knockoffs of famous art pieces. And unless there was an artist in their own home, people shied away from displaying art and displaying especially traditional art pieces. There would be, of course, that one Tanjore painting in the puja room, but other than that, I didn't find too much of Indian art in homes. And these were people who were well off and who wanted the best interiors, the most luxurious, sometimes opulent and extravagant things in their homes. Marble on the floors, and the best upholstery, and the best wall textures, but there was a very poor understanding of art. And I thought that I could bridge this gap, and I suggested that I could perhaps look around and see if there were traditional artists who could paint something for them that would actually fit into the color scheme of their homes. They were hesitant at first, but then they agreed, and that was the beginning for me of working with artists and artisans. We started out with Pichway, and we moved on to Gond and Varli, and we also worked with weavers in Kutch for upholstery and cushion covers, and it's all been an amazing journey and an amazing experience seeing a lot of Indian art coming into my clients' homes. And that inspired me a lot, because it was, even though I wasn't making too much money out of it, I was getting a very rich experience interacting with the artisans, and realizing that every little commissioned work made such a difference to them and to their families. Around the same time, parallelly, I would say, I saw a lot of people interested in international styles, the boho and the farmhouse, the vintage style, and a lot of them were getting these decor pieces that fit into these styles from their trips abroad. If you really looked at the labels, you'd see that most of these pieces were actually manufactured in India. So I thought, why not bridge this gap and bring some of these international pieces but made in India to Indian audiences. Most of these pieces seem to be getting exported, and I thought I could step in and make a difference here. They were not knockoffs of what was there. I designed each piece. I added a personal touch, and everything was made fresh without actually copying any other designs, and people were getting it at a lower rate. So this sustained me while I worked with the artisans. And then somewhere last year, when I was thinking of what else I could do to promote local art, I realized that we had no nativity sets for Christmas of our own. Everything that was available in India was, the traditional Western nativity sets. So I thought it was time to think about something with an Indian element, or something that portrayed the richness of India's crafts, and bring out a nativity set that would appeal to a global audience. I initially wanted to work with Channapatna toy makers, but then due to the pandemic, there were several factors that worked against this idea, and I resigned myself to the thought that we would not be able to make one this year. Luckily, I got in touch with one of the employees of Twami, who had just posted an Etikopaka toy, and I realized that we could work with them and bring out a nativity set. Everything went so fast. It was so easy working with them. They did all the coordination with the artisan. They helped me with finalizing the design. This is a 400-year-old art form. I'm going to let you watch a video now to just skim over the process, and then we'll come back and discuss a few more aspects of this beautiful Etikopaka nativity set. Hope you enjoyed watching that little video segment. So from the beginning, I was clear that the essence of Etikopaka would not be messed with. So the wood had to be the local wood. The colors had to be lacquer, which was sustainable. But we did face an issue with lacquer colors, because you don't get the whole gamut of colors available, say in other paints such as acrylic. So we had to compromise. So here is Mother Mary. Traditionally, she's in light blue, and there's no light blue in lacquer. So we tried indigo, but it didn't really work because it was clashing with the colors of the figurines next to her. And so we decided to go with yellow, with this blue line to denote her cape in blue. Also, the shapes of Etikopaka are not the slender Western shapes you normally see in crib sets of the West. So as you can see, we tried to keep the nature of the traditional toy making craft alive, and worked with it really, because we didn't want to change anything. Then there wouldn't be any difference between this and a commercially available nativity set. Also, it being a traditional Indian art form, we decided to have mustaches, which a lot of women seem to have a problem with. But since it's a representation of a 400-year-old craft, we again decided to go with the essence of Etikopaka. And you can see that the male figures, many of them have mustaches. So these are some ways where we did not compromise, did not sort of go with the usual nativity set colors, shapes and figures. I go with my principle that an artisan shouldn't be burdened with mass replication of the same old set. With Etikopaka, it was okay to some extent because most of their work, like their toys, the same design is repeated in thousands of pieces. But I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to have them make 1,000 sets. So we went with a much smaller number. It can be now called a limited edition set and a collector's item. So I envision it really as a piece that families can display with love and care every Christmas, and then put it away when Christmas is over, and then hand it down through the generations as a cherished and much loved set. And this is a small way in which we can revive our Indian crafts and make them fit into international decor. So I plan to do much more along these lines, and I plan to work with Twami again because it's been an incredible experience co-manufacturing the Etikopaka set with Twami. So I guess it's time for the questions that you've asked me, Raji. What is my special style or skill? My skill would be writing because I do earn a living out of my writing. I also have a pulse on the market because when I envision design and bring out products, they normally do well in the market, and I hope this trend continues for me in the coming years. I would also like to talk about the vintage modern Indian style. It's a term that I coined sometime last year, and it's actually an ode to the decorating style that comes so naturally to us Indians, because we always have something of nanis or dadajis that we carry back wherever we set up home. And India is so rich in textiles, and they look so beautiful in modern neutral decor when you have a colorful throw on your couch, and not just any throw, probably a Lambani throw. So an Indian element could be something like that, a traditional Indian element, a goan painting, something in Dokra. Modern, of course, all homes are modern these days. The Indian diaspora already aces in decorating with this style. What I would really like is for homes across the world to adopt vintage Indian modern, and that would be a great ode to our Indian culture and heritage. What or who inspires me the most? Well, I would say that women in business, not women in high-flying corporate careers, but women in business, because the responsibility and the risk they take is a lot more. Sometimes they invest everything they have, literally everything they have, to start out, and every single day is a day that they get up and give their best, and will make a difference in whatever small or big way they can. They inspire, they are humble, they're hardworking, and they're truly great inspirational role models for me. So suggestions or tips to those who are looking to follow their passion and start something of their own. Based on my experience, I would say that you need to not just dream, you need to start doing whatever you are dreaming about, because jumping head first into this is the only way to start. And you will have fears. What if I don't succeed? What if I lose money? What if? And I had those fears too, but unless you start, you won't really know, will you? So my advice would be to just get out there and start doing whatever it is that you want to do. You will burn your fingers, you will lose money, and you will get cheated a lot. But for every bad experience out there, you will have 10 good experiences. You will meet the most amazing people, and your outlook on life will broaden to an unimaginable extent. And the learning is extremely steep and invaluable. So I would say get out there and start doing it. How has my interest now become my profession? And how does it supplement my income? Well, my interest became my profession a few years after I started my blog, when I realized that I was earning a lot from my blog, and it was an avenue that I didn't want to neglect. So that was the point when I was a technical writer and I wrote Marcom, but I decided to switch to writing about decor and lifestyle. And of course, as I narrated in my journey earlier in this video, I branched out into styling and into working with artists and into manufacturing my own products. And I also write, other than my blog, I also write for publications, and I work with a lot of decor brands to write content. It's a lot to explain when people ask me what I do, so I just like to tell them that I'm in the decor business. But actually within this I do a lot of different things, and it's actually my passion, which is now main source of income, and it's worked really well, though it's been a lot of hard work. I'm passionately involved in any community service or community causes. If there is a need and if I can help that need, I certainly chip in. It may not be the same cause every single time. For instance, during the pandemic, we had just brought out our faded bougainvillea candle holders. It's one of our best sellers. We decided to donate the profits from the sale of this to charity. I'm so happy that many of you stepped up to help us when we put it out there that the proceeds are going to charity, and I really appreciate that. So I'm coming here full circle and again talking about community, because it is our responsibility to ensure that we earn not for ourselves but for everybody else too. So that really is the larger goal when you embark on an entrepreneurial journey. One message that will uplift the spirit of my fellow humans, I would say what I said in the beginning: together is better. And I know the power of community, I know the power of working together and of building each other up. So my message is, together is always better.